The author of Behind Closed Doors. Her name is Madeline Hampton. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Well, first off, before we even get into your book, let's learn a little bit about you. You're from Toledo.
Yes, I am.
All right, and born and raised here. Where'd you go to school?
I went to Notre Dame Academy for 2 years, and I actually graduated from Rogers. So I finished the last 2 years at Rogers.
Did a little time in the military?
Yes, I served 3 years. I was a flight operations specialist for United States Army. So, and I went in right after high school, so that was really something to go right in at 18, so.
Wow. Now, how does a flight operations Rogers High School graduate find writing and becoming an author?
Well, at an early age, I started writing. Actually, at age 11, my dad started taking me to the library, and I don't know, he just took me to the romance department, the section over there, and I guess I just fell in love with just reading romance novels. And also when I was, in school, I used to write like short stories. I did poetry, and so I've been writing for a while.
Okay. And your first novel, Behind Closed Doors, your first romance novel, out there right now. Tell us a little bit about the story. How long did it take to put this all together?
Well, I am actually right now currently in the health profession, and I actually had a private duty case where I worked 12-hour shifts, and the couple that I was taking care of, when they actually napped, I kind of wrote then. So it took me just like 6 months to write the first novel, and it's a category romance. It actually takes place in Dayton, Ohio, but it has ties to Toledo, and it's just a feel-good novel, with a pretty good ending. So that's how I got started. It was just amazing to see that book come to life, just page for page. I was actually surprised myself, because I knew that I used to love to write, and it was always a joy, but just to see it, actually come to life was just amazing.
Tell us a little bit about some of the characters inside this book. Who are they?
Okay. Mayana Milton, she is the heroine of the book. She is just easygoing, down-to-earth, kind of girl. She's actually a reporter, and she works for the Dayton Gazette, and she meets Javon Miller through a friend. She gave a party at the local UAW, and he was kind of down on his luck. He didn't, he wasn't able to find a place to stay, and she actually offered him a place to stay. And from there, a beautiful friendship developed between them. But then, of course, it ends up leading to something else.
And that is where we'll leave our readers in terms of getting into it.
Yes.
You say there are ties to Toledo. What are some of those?
Well, one of the other characters in the book has relatives that live here in Toledo, so look for that for sure. And also I do have another novel that I have finished. I'm in the works of trying to get it published now with a major publishing house, but there will be a sequel to that, Behind Closed Doors. So those of you who do have copies of the book, look for the sequel.
Okay, good deal. What's the response been thus far? I mean, it's your first book. It's been out how long now?
It has been out a couple summers now.
A couple of summers now. What's been the response?
The response has been good. It has really been good. But like I said, there's another couple in the book that people think that they want to see more of them. They want to see what else happens. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and do the sequel to Behind Closed Doors.
Okay, we've talked to many authors and heard things like the characters come to life and speak to them. What's been your experience as a writer with your characters?
The same thing.
Really?
I mean, really the same thing. All the time my mind is, thinking thoughts of, what to write, new ideas. And once a character comes, into form for me, it was like a 20-page, little story. And it was really just about some kids and riding the bus and, little obstacles that, came on, sometimes like a bully, tried to intervene or, try to take someone's lunch money or whatever. But, the kids really got into it. So that was kind of neat.
Good deal. Tell me, many people may be at home watching thinking, I would love to write a book, or there's a book inside me.
Yes.
Where do I get started? What do I do? You published author, now working on book number 3, actually, in
Yes.
terms of the writing process. Where do
Yes.
they get started? What would you say to them to do?
Well, I would say just dig deep inside of them, and they're the only ones that knows. Like, a lot of people tell me they want to do a story about their life, and they don't think it might sell. They don't think people really want to know, but people do want to know. I would say just reach inside yourself and see what you have out there. And I mean, once you really get started, there's a world out there just waiting to read. That's what it's all about, just reading. I myself still read. I'm actually vice president of Circle of Friends Book Club here in Toledo, Ohio. So I mean, it's national, but we have a book club meeting every month, and we discuss a book.
Okay, what's on your reading list right now?
Right now, June the 28th, I believe it is, we will be reading the sequel to Shattered Souls by Dwayne Birch, and it is the sequel is called From My Soul to Yours. And I read the first one, it was pretty good. So the second one is considerably longer, so I got my work cut out for me. But I just encourage whoever. I mean, it is a little hard getting started if you just don't know. But once you start writing, just go over everything you're writing, and make sure make sure that it's actually making sense, and just go from your heart, and you can't go wrong.
You said it took you 6 months to actually physically write this, right?
Yes.
And then in terms of the whole publishing process, how did that work for you?
Oh my goodness, actually after I finished the novel, it wasn't published for almost 4 years, because I was kind of like searching the industry and things like that, and when I did decide to self-publish, I decided to go with Author House Publishing. So it did take a while, because you got to kind of know the industry, and I was actually looking at some other publishing companies, but they were really expensive. So you kind of got to go with what's within your budget when you're going to self-publish.
So you write this book, takes you 4 years to finally settle upon a publisher. What keeps you going those 4 years? That's a long time.
Well, I had began to write my second book, so that kept me going, and just writing and knowing that I have my age on my side. I'm young, so I have time. So, and you gotta have confidence in yourself. If you have confidence in yourself, you can do whatever you put your mind to.
Okay. Thus far, where's this book taking you in terms of speaking, in terms of people reading it? Where's this book taking you so far?
Well, like I said, I just had, actually last summer, I had my first book signing at the Toledo Hilton, which was, oh my goodness, it was just, for me, it was just wonderful. I got to meet Victoria Christopher Murray. She's the Essence best-selling author, and that was really neat. I also met Lawrence Christopher. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He lived here in Toledo, but actually he moved to Atlanta. I met a couple authors from Detroit, and it took me to my first signing. I actually had my second signing last month at the Mont Library, which was nice. So it's taken me out of a realm that I never thought that I would be in. I actually told my husband that if I sold 10 copies, I would be happy. And I mean, of course, you want to do more. You want to do more to promote yourself. So that's exactly what I've been doing lately. I've been doing like advertising. I was for 3 weeks. I was on George Cook at Let'sTalkHonestly.com. So if you were ever able to go and visit that website, he actually did the intro to my book. He did the synopsis, and he told the readers, where to view my webpage. So that was actually nice. And you can view my webpage if you go to aalbc.com. If you click on the author profiles, you can page down, and my name is Madeline Hampton. You page down and click on my name, and my webpage does pop up. Or you can also go, just go to Google search and just Google me.
Okay.
So.
And in terms of getting a copy of your book, someone sees this, they want to read it, they are curious, what do they do?
Well, you can go online. You can go to Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, of course, AuthorHouse.com, or you can go to Sound Asylum, that's on Monroe Street. That does have a couple copies there. So, but I am working on getting it in, the bookstores.
And if you go visit any bookstore and tell them you want it, they can also get it.
Yes. If you go to Borders and they don't have it, they will order it for you. It takes, I think, like 2 days to ship, so.
Not a long wait.
Not a long wait. Not a long wait.
All right.
Not at all.
Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I really appreciate it. Madeline Hampton, the book is Behind Closed Doors. Your first, already working on your third, so we've got a lot to look forward to.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
No, it's a pleasure. Pleasure indeed. We have lots more bridges coming up. We are getting you connected to reading this summer. Stay with us. We're coming right back.